Hey. Alright everybody, it's time to talk about Weekly Shonen Jump 2026 issue number 18. On the cover this week we have Akane-banashi, and this is an awesome cover. It's really rare you get covers that have like more than just, you know, the main character or main character and prominent side character. This is like a whole ensemble thing with a bunch of characters of varying importance, mostly like the main characters, but then you also have like Akane's dad, which it's weird to call him unimportant, but he's not like really around much anymore. He is like the crux of the whole story though, so I mean, you know, he's a big deal. Just not around much for some reason. But I'm assuming he's there, and you know, this group of characters minus Kaisei, maybe. These are characters that you will be meeting and will be prominent in the first season of the anime that is coming out next week. Or this week? Very soon. Anyway, beyond the cover, we actually have news. Finally, we have 3 new series starting within the next 3 weeks, obviously, and then 1 series ending this week, and you'll never guess what it is. It's Gonron. Finally, we're free. More on that later. But for now, the 3 series that are coming out, first of all, next week is going to be a series called, and all these titles will certainly be different in English, but this is what we know them as now. So next issue, we'll have Roku no Okashina by Atsushi Nakamura, who did A Gravity Boys previously, which was a pretty well-liked series as far as I'm aware, so that's cool. I've never read it myself, but I think people liked it quite a bit, so that's exciting. Then we have Natsu no Mushigako by Satoshi Masayoshi. I don't know who they are. I think, if I was reading earlier, I think they were an assistant to Tabata, who did Black Clover. Pretty sure. They've gotten some one-shots published here and there, so pretty much a rookie artist, but not really. They've been in the industry, just nothing super substantially big published. So we'll see. It's the one I kind of don't really know what to expect on at all. But then the big one. They decided to drop a nuke on us this week by announcing that Hideaki Soroshi is coming back to the magazine, who, if you don't know, is the mangaka for Gintama, which is a massive series that ran for like 700 chapters or so, something like that. Huge like gag battle shonen mix series. I've never read it. It's my greatest sin. I would love to, but it's never been officially translated. I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff. I will read scans, I just need good ones. I've never really looked for Gintama scans, honestly. I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure they're fine. I don't know. Viz has translated some of it. I don't know why they don't just put what they have on the app. Whatever. Neither here nor there. It'd be great if they did translate it one day, but that's very unlikely at this point, given how long it is. But hey, they're doing Kingdom, so I guess you never know. But yeah, this is a massive deal. The series he's doing is called Tu Nen Bi Gumi Yusha Destroyers. I don't know what that will be called in English, but that is a very long title. I can't wait to see that. This will be my first Soroshi manga, so big deal to me, but it'll just be nice to have a mangaka who obviously knows what they're doing in the magazine. This is a major deal. Anytime a huge artist returns, it's a huge deal, but this is like especially big. I don't know if people really thought he was going to do anything after Gintama. Let's see how it goes. I'm very excited about that one in particular, but overall, this batch looks really promising. I'm very excited to see the next 3 weeks. It's about time. I've been waiting for a new batch for what feels like a year. I know it hasn't been anywhere near that long, but it just feels like it. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and read what's in this issue. Akane-banashi Chapter 200, God of Death Duel Duet. This was a really, really good chapter. This color page is also really cool. It's definitely to celebrate the anime, obviously. Looks really nice. I haven't seen like young Akane in a while, so that was surreal. For a second, I was actually like, who even is that? It's like Akane's daughter? What is that? But no, that's just her. Anyway, Zensho is back, and he's just as much of a shithead as usual. I actually cannot believe what he pulled this time. So essentially what he's doing in this chapter is spoiling what is about to happen to people, like spoiling the whole story. This is kind of a generalization of what he's doing, but is the equivalent in the Rakugo world. He's just ruining it for the whole audience, and basically in the eyes of everybody behind the scenes and people that know what they're talking about, they're like, oh my god, he just ruined the show. Like, that's it. Should we call it off? Like, what do we even do? This dumbass just ruined the whole thing. But both Akane and Kaisei aren't really bothered by this, which is really badass. I love how Akane basically just views it as like a minor inconvenience, doesn't let it bother her, and just heads on stage. She's up first, which is very unexpected, I will say. Usually in things like this, you'd want to save your main character for last, but having Akane start is really cool, for one, just because, I mean, it makes sense in the real world. I think this is the order they would go with. It's cool that they're not just letting, like, you know, flow of the story impact logic of the real world, I guess, which sometimes that can be viewed as a bad thing, but I like it here. I think this will flow in a really interesting way that I've not really seen in many other things before. It's usually like, oh, you gotta wait for the main character. You gotta see what they learned, or how they're better than the previous one. But we're getting Akane first and then Kaise later. Very cool choice. I'm excited to see how this plays out. But yeah, that's pretty much all this chapter is about. It's just, Zensho being an asshole and then Akane getting on stage. But next chapter, it begins. This is gonna be a huge deal. 200 chapters in and it's still just as peak as it was when it started. What a series. I am unbelievably, like, next level excited for what comes next. This is gonna be some amazing, amazing stuff. Buckle up. Ichi the Wish, Chapter 76, Empathy. This is a really sweet chapter. At first, we start off with Ichi wondering where Discaris is, looking for her, trying to find her, and I thought this was setting up like a new arc, like Discaris went missing, what do we do? Which I wasn't super thrilled at the idea of, but I mean, it's not even remotely close to what this is about. Instead, we have a self-contained chapter with a lot of things said without directly saying them, except kind of at the end, they kind of, quote unquote, ruin it. I'm not saying ruin it, it didn't at all, but they spell it out for you, which, not the greatest thing in the world, but it's fine. It was funny. I'll get to that though in a second. But yeah, basically, Ichi doesn't know where Discaris is, and he gets information from, Toge Ice, something like that. I think that's her name. I think I'm close at least. About where she is. It's some like little, nature reserve type thing with a tree. Like one very old tree. We can assume that she just goes to think about life. But Ichi shows up and doesn't even really like ask her anything or say anything. He's just like, all right, I'm gonna sleep. And just falls asleep on her lap. And it's incredibly sweet. I love that so much. She's kind of like, resistant towards it, but we know she doesn't mind. It's adorable. But then we end with who I think is named Toge Ice, like spelling it out and being like, oh, they say the dogs can sense when their owner is sad and they'll snuggle up with them. I don't think we really needed that, but it is funny to compare the situation to that. I get the idea, but it does make it so like if you didn't understand what was happening for some reason in this chapter, I mean, this will make it click with you, I guess. I don't know, it's a fail-safe, but not really a necessary one, because I think it's pretty clear what's happening here. I don't know, maybe I'm just like an asshole. I don't know. I just don't think this seems super necessary. Regardless, this was an incredibly sweet chapter and I really liked it a lot. It's just so nice to see that their bond and their relationship has progressed to the point of having this kind of dynamic. They rely on each other. Very, very sweet. One Piece Chapter 1178, Waking from a Nightmare. So obviously everybody's going to be talking about the end of the chapter, but we do get some good action during this chapter. Some more, touching on the fact that Chopper can just like heal the giants by only like touching them or like hitting them once. That's interesting. I've seen some theories about that. I know what's going on out there, but we'll see. It's just nice that Chopper is having some kind of intrigue again. Yeah, Imu is out of Gunko. Again, there's some fighting and stuff. It looks nice. There's not much to say about it. It's Oda fighting. What are you gonna do? It's the same as always. That's a big deal. They essentially like drew Imu out of her body and even destroyed this like apparition version of Imu, whatever that is. Which leads us into the end of the chapter, which is the big thing. Imu's on the move. Like the real Imu is going to leave Mary Joa. That's crazy. I really think this is finally going to be the face reveal. I think it's time. I think we're going to see the design soon. Maybe not like next chapter, but it's coming. Now, potentially they're not going to Elbaf, I guess. But I don't know where else they would be going. Well, low-key, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to think, because this is insane. If Imu does go to Elbaf and we get like a real Imu v all of these people here fight, like primarily Luffy, that's insane that that's happening now. Like, this couldn't be the final fight between them. There's no way. But what if it is? What if they just take down Imu here? It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. But we're getting to some insanely big stuff. If we're revealing Imu, man, this arc has been insane for like revealing information that we've long since wondered about, and if this happens as well, then oh my god, ridiculous stuff happening now. I don't even know how to wrap my head around like what we're about to see. I can't even envision it at all. This is insane. Even the elders are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Even though they don't say anything, it's just like the exclamation marks and the question mark at the end, but you can read a lot from that. They cannot believe that Imu is leaving. So we'll see. This is going to be major, major stuff though. I can't wait. The chapter itself was just fine, but obviously we end on such an exciting note that I'm stunned. I don't even know what to say. No matter what happens as a result of this, I think this is going to change everything. Like, this is going to mark a major shift in the story and probably signal that the end is coming. The final arc is, I mean, I've said this for a while, but the final arc is definitely for sure starting after Elbaf. Elbaf is going to be the last, like, traditionally structured arc of One Piece, and even it's not really traditionally structured. I kind of view, like, Wano as being that, weirdly enough, because even Egghead, it, like, kind of starts traditional, but then it just kind of devolves into, like, a big battle, like, halfway through, and it never ends until the end. So not exactly the same as previous arcs, and this is pretty much the same way. It's sort of like a mix of traditional and, I don't know, important plot developments and fighting, whatever that means. But yeah, it's a very interesting time for One Piece. This is going to be huge. Is it off next week? Wow, it's actually not. So next week we're gonna see something. I doubt we're gonna see Emu immediately, but how crazy would it be if we did? Kagurabachi Chapter 116, Princess. This is something I can get behind a little more. I've been previously a little dismissive of this flashback, but I like this. This is a more, like, human story, less focused in on the lore of the world, which is something I don't really care all that much about at this given time. Go back up. Just, if you're new here for some reason, you don't know my Kagurabachi takes, just I don't know, whatever. Just deal with it. I'm not explaining it again. I've explained it far too many times. But I do like this relationship that exists between, you know, who is going to eventually be Chihiro's mom and his father. It's a classic story of, like, you know, noble woman falling in love with, like, a common man. It's like a forbidden love, you know the deal. But it's nice, it's sweet. I'm more invested in this than I have in anything else thus far. It's just a nice little thing. And the thing I really appreciate, like, art-wise about both of these characters, I think her name's Chiaki is her name. I'm pretty sure. And Kunishige is, they really do look like Chihiro's parents. Like, I can see traits of him in both of them. More so Kunishige. I mean, that really just looks like Chihiro for... It's just a really cool detail. Like, a lot of the times when you see parents of characters in manga, it doesn't really look like them. It just they kind of have, like, the same hair color or whatever. Like, I think of Minato and Naruto. Like, it looks like him, but it also doesn't. Like, the face just isn't. It's not Naruto, really. It just has blonde hair. But here, you really see it in the face. Like, both of their faces, it's like you put them together and it's like, oh, there's Chihiro. Yeah, makes sense. That's cool. I like that detail a lot. But yeah. This was not a bad chapter, probably my favorite thus far, just because it's more honing in on the human element of the story. There is still some lore stuff, especially, like, at the beginning and end. Well, middle and end, I guess. It's fine. It's got to be there, and I know a lot of you do care about it, so there it is. But hey, I get something this week. That's nice. Someone Hertz, Chapter 27, It's My Fault. This is a nice chapter. Another cute one, obviously. It's same thing every week, but this one is very, very sweet. I guess both Mime and myself misinterpreted what Mitsuo was insinuating by inviting him over to her house. I thought they were actually going to go inside, but no, they didn't. It's just, she went there to get, like, medical supplies and stuff and had him wait outside to help him with his little scrapes he got when he fell. And she does it because she feels like it was her fault that this happened. And it wasn't, but it's just really sweet that she viewed it that way and wanted to help. She probably, honestly, it was probably just an excuse to, you know, help him out. But it was incredibly sweet. I really, really enjoyed this chapter, just seeing them be, you know, closer to intimate than we've ever seen before. Like, helping him mend a wound isn't exactly the most, like... And last week I did talk about how, like, maybe this relationship would get started sooner than I thought. It still is possible, but this did, like, reel me back a little bit, where I was like, okay, no, this is still kind of playing out like a normal romance series. It's gonna be a slow burn, but it might move a little faster, because this is progress. They're both... It's always the case, but it's so obvious here. Like, they're both so into each other. Like, just do something. But, you know, it's cute to see the shell breaking slowly as we continue. Like, these little intimate moments isn't something we would have gotten, like, I don't know, 15 chapters ago. So progress is happening. It's nice. It's sweet. I really like this series a lot. It's grown on me immensely since it started. And I wasn't even, like, down on it when it started. I just kind of wasn't seeing what everybody else saw in it immediately, but I see it now, and this is good stuff. Shinobi Undercover Chapter 75, Division of Roles. So big focus on Masasaki. That was her name, right? Oh man, I forgot again. I got it right last week. Was that it? Asasaki? I think so. Oh my god, it'll stick one day. I'm pretty sure that's it though. Anyway, her joining in on this team fight, and it's cool. We got some really cool, like, you know, team coordination stuff utilizing her powers, which are admittedly pretty cool. Also, this did Kasasaki. I just saw it on this page. Kasasaki, not Masasaki. There we go. Sorry. Sagi. Kasasagi. Oh my god. Sorry, everybody. Please forgive me. Kasasagi's bubble power is really cool. I already said that. I'm losing my mind. Hold on. I like Kasasagi. I like her, actually. This chapter kind of endeared me to her more than previous, because I don't know, just something about her attitude, the way she carries herself now post like development, even though it's the fastest development in the world. She just kind of changed on a dime. I wouldn't say she completely changed, but she's just, I like her when she's serious, I guess is a good way to put it. I don't really like the version of her we were introduced to, you know, back when she was first introduced, but this version of her I do like quite a bit. I think she's a very capable character, and she really does feel like somebody who is, you know, a senior to these kids, even though, you know, she's learning from them now. It's a classic cycle. There's tropes all over the place, but it still works. Then the big ender is Ichi coming up from the basement and starting to rain chaos. This is going to be pretty sick. I really, really enjoy Ichi. I think he's very interesting. And to have him just immediately come out of the basement and just kill his dad, I think kill him at least. It sure looks like it. Awesome stuff. Really excited to see what happens from here, because I'm just really into Ichi. I think he's such an interesting character. So yeah, let's see how the gang deals with this guy, because he's a problem, that's for sure.
Get this man a gun.
Sakamoto Chapter 253, God of Thunder. God of Thunder, you say? This is a cool one. A lot better Shishiba action than we got last week. But again, guys, I know I've said this 1,000 times at this point, but dude, both Osaragi and Shishiba got longer fights than Nagumo did. What's going on? Can we get another Nagumo fight before the series ends? I'm not satisfied. We have to get one, right? Come on. Sorry. Anyway, this was a really great showcase for Shishiba. I mean, it's more so his opponent, whose name I do not remember. I'm sorry. A lot of the villains in Sakamoto days, just their names do not stick with me. But I mean, obviously, I do know who this character is. He's been around for a long time. Anyway, beyond just like showcasing their abilities and stuff and having a, you know, better fight with Shishiba, there's a great Sakamoto Days NPC moment where some guy just has a defibrillator and he just uses it on good old what's his name, Lightning Guy. I loved that so much. Like, it's just this guy comes crashing through buildings, flying into the concrete, and then some guy's like, oh, I guess I'll just use this. He just pulls out a defibrillator. All right, sure. Right on. See, in other series, people would see this and be like, wow, this is so goofy. What is this garbage? But Sakamoto Days can get away with it so seamlessly. It's just the people that live in this world are just ridiculous. I don't even understand what kind of society this is. I love it though. It makes this series so special just because of these random background characters. I love it so much. Yeah, really cool stuff. We're entering like a new phase of the fight now, so this will be probably the finale of the fight next week, I have to imagine. In Roboco Chapter 275, Underground Shogi and Madoka. This is a classic Madoka focused chapter. It's been a minute. I don't even think I've covered one on the channel before, actually. I'm probably wrong about that, but I don't recall ever talking about Madoka to any extreme extent before. I don't know why I use the word extreme. That's an odd choice. Whatever. We roll with it. It's just a classic, you know, we got her funny like other manga reference faces getting really intense and into shogi this time around. Some good references in there as always that I really appreciate. Funny stuff. It's nothing too like gut busting, but I do always get a kick out of seeing her face just like warp into a completely different character from a different manga when she gets really into like some competitive sport or whatever. Good stuff. Nothing to write home about, but it was a good one. Blue Box, Chapter 236. Blue Box. Wow. We're using that title already. Yeah, if it wasn't clear, this series is ending. This year, for sure. There's no doubt in my mind now. This just feels very like, okay, curtains rising on the final act. We are pretty much done. Within this chapter, before I get to the Blue Box moment, because the title was actually dropped like halfway through the chapter, which was an interesting choice, but I mean, very intentional. That worked. But we focused the first half of this chapter on a really, really nice conversation with Haru that I've been really wanting. Haru's kind of taken a back seat for quite some time, but this feels like a great way to just like conclude the character. I don't even really need anything more from him. I know he'll show up, he'll be at Nationals or whatever, and watch, or at least watch from home. I don't know if he'll go there exactly, but he'll watch. And he just opens up about like how he really feels about Taiki and like what he means to him. He gives a really nice line, well, several really nice lines actually, but the one that just stuck with me the most was, "If the day ever comes when you play for Team Japan and I see your match on TV, I think I'll probably cry." That's just so damn sweet. I love Haru. I've always loved this character, and it's just nice to have him in the spotlight again, even for just half a chapter. This is all I needed. This is so, so perfect, and it's exactly what Taiki needs to hear before, taking on this massive challenge coming up. But yeah, then we get to why the chapter is called Blue Box and why the series is called Blue Box. It's about this blue box. It's about all the memories they've made in this gymnasium. And I mean, this is something we've learned before. We've always known why this series is called Blue Box, but it's just nice to have it, reaffirmed to us here in this context. And also adding, I don't know if we've heard this phrasing of it before, but saying they grew up in this blue box. And that's just, man, that hits. That hits. Because dude, this series is going to kill me when it ends. I already, I'm feeling like emotions welling up in me just trying to talk about this right now. But like we've seen these kids go through their whole high school career, I guess it is a career, a sports career, all 3 years from beginning to end over these 236 chapters, and now to see Taiki at like the final stage of the game it's really cool. I just love that we got to see their whole journey. It's been so nice to just be able to like vicariously live through high school again with these kids, reading their experiences, being reminded of my own. It's been so special, and I'm talking as if it's over. This is the kind of stuff you'll be able to expect to hear when the series does end, except I'll actually probably be crying instead of just welling up. This series means so much to me, and I really think as long as it sticks to the landing, this will be regarded as perhaps like the greatest romance coming of age type story ever made. Manga, at least, maybe not story, period, but it's pretty much perfect. Yeah, just got to see how it wraps up. This chapter brought it all home, and we get some more cute moments with Chinatsu and Taiki at the end too. Oh, and also they finally, Chinatsu, it's just a little bit of dialogue, but she does say that she did have feelings for him all the way back, even whenever he was crushing on her. That's a huge revelation. We all knew it, but it's nice to hear her say it. And they said they're going to talk about it more after Nationals. Amazing chapter. Wow. I loved it. I can't wait to see how this series wraps up. It's such a phenomenal series, man. If you're watching this for some reason you haven't read Blue Box, please get on it. This is such a special series.
Doctor, doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of
Undercover Chapter 10, Miracle Man. So previously, the old Cage, the old unwise Cage, would have been pretty harsh on this chapter. But my confidence in this series has risen. I have faith that it will find a good balance between this action stuff and the doctor stuff. We just had 2 chapters of pure doctor stuff. Phenomenal. I loved it. Now we're back to action. Okay? See how long it lasts. Another 2 chapters? I don't know, maybe this will be a longer thing. The thing about the series, and reading it week to week, I'm not able to see that balance. It's harder for me to picture it when I have to wait a week at a time to see the story progress. But I have faith that I will end up liking this series. Didn't love this chapter. It's fine. It's a cool concept. It's somebody, he helped before, holds a grudge against him, or, gave him a life expectancy, whatever he did. He has a grudge, he's pissed off about it, so he sends a hitman to go kill Haiji. That's pretty much where we end off, like the confrontation between the two. We don't get to see much more of it, but I imagine they're gonna fight for a few chapters and so on and so forth. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Not the most exciting thing in the world. It's neat. It's still semi-doctor related at least. But what I'm hoping for the future of this series is that even with the fighting, and even with the doctoring stuff, I hope there is a mix of it. I don't really need the one-on, one-off thing. I want to blend it. Let's have an arc that has both. Like whenever we get to our first like real arc, because I think this series is going to stick around. It's not U19 Club, no way. But once we get to our first real like full length arc, that's not just like 2 or 3 chapters. I need to see it weave the doctoring stuff and the fighting action stuff together to make a coherent story that is interesting and engaging. That will fully convince me that this series knows what it's doing, and it will be something that I'm on board with. The one-on, one-off approach that we're doing right now isn't completely working for me because I just find myself wanting this to be more about being a doctor, whereas this is just about being like a underworld guy who has a hit on his head. I don't know. We'll see. I still liked this chapter, you know, well enough. It wasn't like amazing, but I thought it was fine. So we'll see. High hopes for it though. I am more optimistic than I was before because the last 2 chapters really got on my good side. So I'm not going to be as harsh on this. I need to hear it out. I need to see what it's got up its sleeve. Alien Headbutt Chapter 8, Shirokiba's heel turn. I don't have a whole lot to say about this chapter. The main thing I want to talk about is the ending, but I'll get to that in a second. First of all, the TOC placement, not bad. It's the lowest of the new batch, but not by all that much. It's placed at number 8, not counting color pages and lead pages or anything. That's not bad. That really isn't bad. I think it'll be fine. We've seen far worse for first placements, so I think this is in the clear. It's maybe, I guess, the least in the clear of the 3, but I still think it'll be fine. Not worried about it. It'll make it past U19. I'm very confident in that, and that's great. This was probably the weakest chapter yet, unfortunately. I still liked it a lot. The ending brought it all home. It was very personal. It's about figuring out, like, what's my role in this? What am I doing? How am I going to help here? What experiences can I pull from my past to help make this shit happen on this island? I need to figure out how to save this place realistically, because my approach right now, I guess, has been getting me by, but it can't last forever. So he resolves to then use the aliens themselves as weapons. So that is the coolest shit ever. It's literally called Alien Headbutt. He said the thing. Wow, look at that. And he just uses the head of another alien he grabbed by the neck to like destroy another one head on. Actually the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life. That made this whole chapter worth it. I still liked it, by the way. I didn't hate it, but probably the weakest yet until the ending. But this kind of feels like it's marking a new stage for the series. Like this is going to set the precedent for a new vibe where his signature probably becomes like using aliens to fight other aliens, but not like Pokemon, more like their weapons. Maybe. I don't know if this is something he'll do all the time, but I mean, series is called Alien Headbutt, and this is what this move is, so hey, we'll see. I love that moment though. That was amazing. Chapter itself, it was alright, but that moment really brought it all home. Hima-Ten Chapter 84, Overwhelming Heroine. Not that kind of heroine. So, this is it. This is the big rejection to Kana. This probably properly marks Kana's like end in the story, like not for real, like she's not gonna be gone, but this is probably the end of her relevance, which is a shame, but it's probably for the best in the long term because it's gotta focus on the other girls. I still don't give one single shit about Honoka, and we're supposed to be focusing in on her very soon to get her out of the equation. So they gotta do a lot of legwork to get me on board with that. Anyway though, Kana, I don't know how I feel about this rejection. It doesn't feel right. I do like after she asks, or I guess like while she's asking him out like properly. I really like this look on Iemori's face. That's powerful. It really is. Because it shows that he feels bad, like he's not some heartless monster like I kind of made him out to be last week, even though I still think that's such a bizarre thing to ask. Anyway, whatever, water under the bridge now, I guess. But I do really like that expression. It's going to be a really funny comparison, but it reminds me a lot of the panel of Goku after he like, quote unquote, kills Frieza at the end of Namek. I don't know why that comparison is just killing me. It's so wildly different context, but it's a pretty similar look on his face. But yeah, I do like, I like the scene itself in isolation, like her being so confident in this confession. Kind of, I mean, she's crying. She knows what the answer is going to be, but she's, you know, saying a whole sentence, probably trying to ramble, so it delays his response, and then he's just like, I'm sorry, Kana. So in isolation, it's a good scene. I just not a huge fan of the context surrounding it, personally. I don't know. It is what it is. Could have been better, could have been worse. It's fine. That's all I have to say about it. It's a fine scene. See where we go from here. This is the end of a Major chapter of the story though, regardless. Kinato's Magic Chapter 9, Crystal Flowers. This was an okay chapter. I mean, it's kind of like a little celebration chapter, but it doesn't really feel super earned because I'm not even gonna call it an arc, but this story we just read, this just doesn't feel earned. Like, I don't really care. Like, this big firework scene happens and I'm just like, okay, I don't know what am I supposed to be feeling right now? But so yeah, to me it was just kind of like, okay, let's see people be appreciative towards Kinato. That's kind of the whole purpose of this chapter, just to show like, okay, he's important. His magic is a big deal. I mean, the series is called Kinato's Magic after all. And then we get a little more with the guy compared to Luck before. What is his name? It's like Neo? Zio. Zio is his name. Definitely, I pretty much called it one for one. He's going to be like a sort of friendly rival type deal with Kinato throughout the series. They're probably going to be like, you know, neck and neck or whatever, even though they're not the same rank, but it's going to be that kind of thing where even though Zio outranks them, he sees the value in Kinato, so he'll view him as a rival regardless, which will be fun. Nice to have a character like that. I always enjoy that trope. And then we end off with seeing, I forgot his name already, sorry, it's been like 3 chapters since we've seen him, but the captain of Kinato's squad going to a meeting, the Council of 12, so this is going to be like our Hashira, our Gote 13, our, what other things are there? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Those kind of things in Shonen. So we'll see our captains. That'll be neat, I suppose. I'm down to get some more designs and see what the other squads are about. I guess there's only 12? Is that right? That can't be right. There's probably more. These are probably like the major ones, though. I guess we'll learn next week. Not a bad chapter, but not great either. It was just fine. Witchwatch Chapter 242, Bone Crisis Part 11. This was actually an awesome chapter. I'm a huge fan of Keigo and Wolf, and Nemu by extension. But I like Nemu on our own too. I want to make her sound like a DLC pack for Keigo. She's cool too. Anyway, this feels like a full circle moment. This is how you conclude these 2 characters. I know this isn't the end of them, but this is like the culmination of their relationship. Getting the moon tattooed on the wrist. That is so cool. It says so much about how far they've come with each other. The whole series, it was the like sweatband type thing. We were conditioned. That's the way it is. That's how they got to do it. But now the sweatband serves as a guard to the tattoo. So he can transform at any time, no matter what, unless somebody rips his arm off, I guess. And that's beautiful. And I love Wolf's acknowledgement of calling him partner at the end. This isn't new. Like, this relationship has been steadily building, but to see it culminate like this, just full trust in each other. They're going to share this body and they will do it right. They're not going to be unfair to each other. I love it. That is so, so good. Just the perfect direction to take this character, these 2 characters, and it makes me so happy that it worked out this way. I think the series is off next week, unfortunately, so we don't get to see the continuation of this, but this is a great start. I'm excited to see more. The culmination of this whole character arc with these 3 is something I'm looking forward to more than anything else at this point. So I'll take any developments I can get on this plotline. And this was a damn good development, too. Awesome chapter. Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi, Chapter 58. What the fuck? Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi Chapter 86, Encounter. See, I was just talking last week about how I'm so happy that, you know, Kiyoshi's gimmick is still there, where he's like kind of like not a coward, but he's like kind of a scaredy cat on the inside, but he outwardly presents himself as some badass. And now we have a villain, like a main villain, like a main arc villain here with a similar gimmick where, you know, he acts all tough on the outside, but on the inside, he's a huge fan of Kiyoshi. That is just genius. This was like the page turn of the century to me. Kiyoshi's so good about stuff like this. Dude, I know it's very One Piece, but I just love how it doesn't take itself like deadly serious all the time. It lets its villains, it lets its main characters, it lets every character have some kind of funny gimmick to them. It's not overly serious. It's just this wacky, weird world. Does have serious things happen in it, but for the most part, it can still be light. It's just a fun world at the end of the day. And I just appreciate the hell out of that. I love the little moment, like he accidentally says out loud, "Can I have your autograph?" and like cuts himself off. And it's awkward after. It's so cool. But then we do reel it back at the end with like actual tension. Like, okay, he's getting serious. We gotta go help him because he could die here. Kiyoshi, that is. Fantastic chapter. I really love this new bit. I think it's hilarious. That was such a good idea.
What are you doing, step bro?
New Exorcist Chapter 139, I'm home. Okay, there she is. It's Gekka. Do you think anybody out there is like losing their minds about Gekka coming back? Do you think anybody like flipped the page in their issue of Shonen Jump and saw Gekka standing there in her human form and was like, holy shit, what? No way. That's just a really funny thought to me. There's just no way. These people don't exist. This Gekka character, I don't care. Like I did like her story. I did like that flashback actually, the new like past flashback with her in it. But on her own, man, I didn't read that flashback and I was like, I love her so much. I need her to come back. I'm ready. I need this character back in the story. She's that good. She was really just like a bit part. Like she's just there to service Nue in that story. I don't need her. She doesn't really stand on her own. I will admit the team fight that, you know, Gakuro and her have here is kind of cool, but that's for Nue standard, which is in hell. So yeah, I don't know. I guess Soranaki's dead, gave his life up. Darn. I don't know, man. Like, sure, this is kind of neat now. It's still not like holy shit amazing cool, but it's fine enough. But I just know what's coming. As soon as the dust settles on this arc, new harem member. She's gonna fall for Gakuro immediately, and now it'll be the 45th girl that's in love with him. And then the series will spin its wheels for another 300 chapters while they all confess to him over and over again. Every 50 chapters or so, we'll probably get a new confession. And it'll probably end with him not even dating any of them. It'll be like some character he met in the last 5 chapters. Watch, mark my words. Yep, garbage like usual, but it was at least like scented garbage. Like it wasn't that bad, I guess. Like I can tolerate its presence. It's like one of those scented garbage bags, but still has some stinky trash in the bag. So kind of like a mix of odors. You get it. Hero Girl and Demon Lord Call It Quits, Chapter 19, The Hero's Mom Strikes. Okay. So this design is wild. First of all, she has homophobia in the eyes. Beautiful. Love that. Second of all, what are her proportions? This is insane. Her legs are like non-existent. Like those are toothpicks. And then scrawny body, giant boobs, of course. Gotta have them. And then massive head. Like nothing... This doesn't look like a person. This looks like somebody took body parts from other people and stitched them together and created this, including her eyes. Like, and her hair. It's like 2 different hair colors. This is a bizarre design. Maybe that's part of her lore. Maybe she is like some Frankenstein monster. But yeah, I don't know. This was fine, I guess. It's interesting to say that like she's so strong she could have killed the Demon Lord like 50 times over. Sure, I guess. I don't know. I fail to see what the purpose of introducing this character is. I don't really care. It's not bringing anything new to the table. Just some new girl with a weird ass design. All right, see how this goes. There are some people throwing around the idea of this maybe not getting axed actually. So, I mean, I guess it could stick around. I still don't see it sticking around for super long, even if it does make it past this new batch. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I'd be fine with seeing it stick around. It's not bad. It was pretty good last chapter, honestly, but this one kind of reeled me back to where it was before. I don't know, what am I supposed to be feeling from this? I don't really care about this new character in any capacity or any of the things she's talking about here. I don't know, probably gonna be one of those things where like the whole world falls in love with this character and I'm in the minority. This character's gonna be on billboards in Japan by next week and I'll look like a real fool. Mage Next Door, Chapter 20, Asoegawa versus Collapse. Well, the series is gonna end next week, unfortunately. I mean, it's not announced, but it definitely will. And for a final fight, I kind of didn't like this. Actually, it doesn't really have any oomph to it. It's just mindless spell casting, in my opinion, at least. I don't know. Didn't read very well. Didn't feel very climactic or anything. It's just it is what it is. I guess I'm a little let down, but what can you do with a canceled series? It's total mixed bag all the time. I don't know. Not that great of a chapter, in my opinion. That kind of sucks. And another not so great thing is that they revealed the first volume cover of this series and it is getting clowned on like crazy because he has, Asoegawa here, 6 fingers. How did this not get caught? Ugh, that is so embarrassing, dude. Oh my god. I can't believe it. Dude, when your goat is washed. Fuck. That's devastating. How could they let this happen? Somebody should have caught this and saved this poor man. Damn. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. And there's no saving this now. This is final. They're printing this shit right now. You know how Japanese manga volumes go. They announce it and it's out like in a week. Fuck, bro. Damn. Well, see you next week. Soigawa for one more chapter. I wish you the best. Hopefully this last chapter is an absolute banger somehow. Please give me something to go out on. Ugh, man.
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
Gonron Egg, final chapter. To the throne. Okay, so I don't know how I didn't see this coming, but it's one of those open-ended endings where it's just like onward to the next thing. We'll achieve our goal off screen. We got this. These are always the funniest axed endings where they just fully admit like, yeah, we did not accomplish what we set out to do when we started. we didn't do it. We didn't make it that far, but we'll do it later. Just watch. Except you won't get to see it. So we end the conflict with a weird boob lady I don't even remember the name of. And we get this, dude, okay, this page, I'm not even going to show this on screen for this long because I don't want YouTube to destroy me, but that's insane. It's over there. That's crazy. That's nuts. Okay? All right, get out of here. Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird because this kind of just feels like another chapter. It really does. It doesn't feel like final at all. Like I have expected it to say to be continued at the end and we get one more chapter next week of them becoming king. But no, it's just like setting up things sort of too. Like it's just like the world's progressing, like the major developments are happening and then at the end they're like, all right, I swear, Oma, I'm gonna get you on that throne. We're gonna do it. Let's go, buddy. That's it. That's where we end. Gonron Egg 2. When's it dropping? I'm hyped. I need that. Gonron's design, by the way, is awful. I know I've talked about it before, but holy shit is it bad. That's got to be one of the worst MC designs of all time. All right, series is over. What did I think overall? I feel bad for it, genuinely. This mangaka, Shuhei Tanizaki, not a rookie exactly, but man, it comes off as a rookie. This art is really rough. It was just total amateur hour the whole way through. Line work was awful. Like the art kind of got better along the way, but it also got worse. Like if you compare early pages to what it looks like now, there's a difference, but I wouldn't say it's good. Like it's not better. It's just different. It has different problems than it did at the start. I think if this guy wants to make a manga, he needs an artist because his art is not it, man. It just isn't. I'm sure it's for somebody. I know it got a lot of defenders early on, but they dropped off the face of the earth as it progressed. But even then, his writing isn't good either. So like, I don't know. I hate to be such an asshole to the guy, but man, I don't think manga's for him. I think he should go back to being an assistant or anything, any other part of the process, just not writing your own manga because he doesn't have what it takes. He doesn't have the chops for it. It's a shame. You hate to see it. I hate stories like this where it's just like a total failure, and I'm sure Tanizaki was left like devastated. He's probably really upset about this. Rightfully so. I mean, he put a lot of work into it, whether you want to admit that or not. It came across as kind of lazy and like half-assing it, but I'm sure to him this was strenuous. This is a lot of work. Maybe the art was bad because he couldn't handle the pressure of weekly manga. There's so many things that could have went wrong here, and I do end up feeling bad. But at the same time, the proof's in the pudding, man. This is not a good series across the board. The art was awful. The backgrounds constantly stood out because the assistants were putting in far more effort than he was, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Story was basically non-existent. Like, I just don't care about any of the stuff in this world. It felt all over the place, very scatterbrained. It didn't have focus. It was just going through the motions, like just doing whatever it wanted on a whim, to the point where we end off this last chapter and we haven't even really made any significant progress in getting Oma towards being king, which was the goal of this whole series. Like, yeah, he has like his whole human form now, which I guess is to make us feel confident that like, yeah, the goal will happen. They'll get there. But we don't get to see it happen. So like, what's the point of this story? There isn't one. Gonron Egg. I don't know. What will it be remembered for? Probably the bad art and the fact that it somehow made it past U19 Club. Obviously, I'd love to hear some more thoughts on this series. It's such an interesting case, and I find myself being very fascinated by this one at the very least. If nothing else, this is a fascinating manga. I think it could potentially be remembered for that. Like, if this guy ever does come back, I will immediately remember, like, oh, it's Gonron Egg guy. There he is. Because, I mean, for one, you can't miss his style from 300,000 miles away. It's very distinct. Whether you think it's good or bad, it stands out. Oh, there it goes. See you later, Gonron Egg. Actually, I will never see you again. I can't imagine I'll reread this for any reason in the future, but goodbye. It's been a ride. Thanks for something, I guess. Alright guys, that's going to do it for Weekly Shonen Jump 2026, issue number 18. Thought this was a pretty good issue for the most part, you know. Some really solid stuff, some mediocre stuff. Gonron Egg ended. New series batch starting next week, which I'm pumped about. I can't wait to get some new series in here. We'll have to wait till the third series of the batch to get the Sorachi series, but that's going to be really cool and very exciting once we get to it. All right, I have to keep this outro kind of brief because my camera has 9% battery left, so let's get a move on. Really solid stuff, but as always, one chapter stood out amongst them all, and my chapter of the week this week goes to Blue Box, chapter 236, Blue Box. Absolutely phenomenal chapter. I pretty much said everything I wanted to in the actual discussion of it, so you can go check that out if you skipped it. Spoilers though, obviously. Just phenomenal full circle chapter. It made me very emotional. I just loved it. I cannot wait to see how this series wraps up. Next week we have the first of the new series wave starting and taking the cover, obviously. This is called Roku no Okashina by Atsushi Nakamura of A Gravity Boys. No idea what to expect from that cover or the series, really. See how it goes. I think it was described as like a comedy horror or something. Okay, I'm down. Sounds interesting. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts on this issue of Shonen Jump. Let me know your chapter of the week, your least favorite chapter of the week, or anything else you'd like to tell me about from this issue. And remember, you can also become a channel member at now 3 tiers. You can click the join button below to see what tier works best for you and get things like early access to new videos, exclusive emojis, exclusive monthly videos, name in the credits. And if you join at the highest tier, you will get your name read out loud right now. So thank you to DJ Tengen, Milu Kitty, Braden Farrell, Halfpipe, Rafker, The Cosmic 64, Cosmic, Key to the Skies, Iliadis, Noobs Rock, and Dan. Thank you all so much for your support, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in whatever you decide to watch next. Take it easy, guys.